Hello, my name is Metin Arıdaşır. This is 216th part of explanation of my theory. According to my theory and my formulas, Planck's constant is not constant. It is non-conservable angular momentum of the photon. The photon, as I defined you before, is inseparable point of an electron motion form. Inseparable point of the surface of electron motion form. Ring-shaped, spherical, perpetual cyclical motion form of meta-sensation perception, METİN. And we can choose arbitrarily a point, think of three-dimensional, of the surface of electron motion form. Because of cycling, its linear velocity is 1,884,000 km per second. For instance, when we paint an arbitrary point of electron motion form in, say, 90-degree direction, here electron motion forms 0-degree direction. This is in motion electron motion form, because of in the motion direction shortened, opposite direction enlarged. Okay, expand. We paint marked any point of this surface will be in motion, cycle motion, like this, cycle, okay. It is not static. This is photon. Any point of is photon. Here, this energy I have accounted for what? At this point, 10 degrees, okay? Energy, 10 degrees. This is 25 degrees. 25 degrees. Okay. Here, this is photon, okay? 90 degree. This is cycle, each cycle, then second cycle, then third cycle. But our subject is first cycle now. And this is 35 degree energy. And this is 45 degree energy. Energy differences because of point wavelength is different. Point wavelengths and point velocities are different. Okay. Whether a free electron motion form is at rest or in motion, this is at rest electron motion form, it is going to cycle. It is cycling. Whether it is at rest or in motion, whether it has not changed its wavelengths and wave velocities or changed its wave velocities, wavelengths. In each case, frequency doesn't change. Frequency is constant. But energy is changing. Frequency is constant. Can Planck's constant maintain as a constant? Of course, no. This is impossible. Okay. At first, this electron motion form's initial wavelength, at rest wavelength, initial wavelength of electron when it is at rest is 91.155 nanometer. But when we apply, for instance, 100 volts, when 100 volt applied electron motion form to make it gain velocity, this is my formula here. What will be shortest shortened wavelength? This is important. Shortest shortened wavelength at this point. Photons, when the photon passes in the direction of 0 degree, at this point, just at this point, these photons in motion, photons wavelength will be shortest shortened wavelength. Okay. Here, shortest shortened wavelength according to my theory and my formulas will be 12.48 nanometer. This is so important. First episode. Then, second, this is important, my shortening amount of wavelength formula, here, delta lambda. This is so important because of I will find electron motion form's velocity from here. Okay. Then I computed delta lambda is 75.6 nanometer. Then, and third episode, I will find electron motion form's velocity is here. I hope you see. What? 258,927 kilometers per second, near the speed of light, not just that. Then this is important, fourth and fifth episodes, changing wavelength and changing wave velocities formula that I put forth, lambda normal minus delta lambda cosine alpha lambda c minus electron motion forms velocity cosine alpha. Then I have computed these. Okay. Then remember, Planck's constant, in fact, is nothing but angular momentum of any arbitrary inseparable point of electron motion form surface. This surface completely in motion. So any point of this surface is in motion also. And this motion for first cycle 6.28 times greater than the speed of light. This is motion form, electron motion form, intrinsic motion forms of meta-sensation perception matter. Then here angular momentum, according to me, will change relatively depending on relatively two facts. One of angle, motion direction angle and orientation, and the other is its source velocity. Electron motion forms velocity. Planck's constant is variable. Here, this is the formula, you see. But in short, I have a formula directly. My formula, direct formula of changed angular momentum of any point of the surface of electron motion form. Here. Okay. At each point, and there is no, this is so important, quantum theory is completely wrong. There is no quantized, limited, permitted, only permitted a certain with multiple integers values. No, this is wrong. Continue in all infinitesimally you think. There is no vacuum, there is no interval, nothingness interval, there is no nothingness interval. This is continuity. And each point, wave velocity, wavelength is changing, are changing. And each point's masses and energies are changing. So each point's angular momentums are changing. Okay. Now, here, for instance, today I chose only 10-degree direction, 25-degree direction, 35-degree direction, 45-degree direction, 90 degrees direction, and 150 degrees direction. But infinite angles, there are infinite angles in continuum. There is no discontinuity. There is no quantum theory's foundations. Quantum theory's foundations are absolutely wrong. Now, here, I have computed 10-degree lambda normal minus delta under cosine 10-degree, 13.67 nanometer. Corresponding energy is 145.35 kilogram meter square per kilogram meter square per second square, joules, okay? And its velocity is, wave velocity is 45,000 kilometers per second. But frequency is the same, 3.29 10 to the plus 15. For each cases, 3.29 10 to the 15. For each case, 3.29 10 to the 15, 1 divided by a second. In all cases, in each case, frequency is constant, 3.29 10 to the plus 15, okay. Here, for 10-degree corresponding energy, 145, and 25-degree corresponding energy, 19.85 nanometer, corresponding energy is 100. joules, and 45-degree corresponding energy is 26.70 nanometer wavelength, 74.42 joules, and 45-degree corresponding energy 35.50 nanometer wavelength changed is corresponding energies 55.95, and in 90-degree there is no change. Lambda normally is the same, speed of light is the same, wave velocity is the same, and frequency is the same. And 150 degrees energy is 159.28 nanometer. Corresponding energy is 150 degrees. Okay, 12.47 joules. Now, corresponding angular momentums for 45-degree H, Planck's constant will change. Constant. 45-degree, it will be 17, 10 to the minus 34 kilogram meter square divided by seconds. For 35-degree, Planck's constant is not constant, and it is angular momentum in the direction of 35-degree is 22.61 10 to the minus 34. Here 25 for 25-degree 30.42 10 to the minus 34 kilogram meter square per second. And for 10 degrees Planck's constant will be 44, not constant. Planck's variable, Planck's constant is variable, and it is angular momentum of any point of electron motion form. Any point electron motion form is for 10 degrees, not any point. Here 10 degrees. In 10 degrees, what angular momentum of a point will be 44.16 10 to the minus 34 kilogram meter per second. Okay. Now, Planck's constant is changing. Planck's constant is not a constant. Okay. Angular momentum of any point of electron motion form, if electron motion form is in motion, any point of angular momentum of electron motion form is not conserved and is changing. Okay. But in free electron motion form, if free electron motion form were at rest, in each direction wave velocity will be speed of light. Wavelength will be the same, initial wavelength, and wave velocity and angular momentum will be the same in all directions. Okay. In 90-degree direction, whether it is at rest or in motion in 90-degree direction, its energy will be 21.78, and its wavelength, initial wavelength, and frequency the same, C, and Planck's constant, we know, or in 90-degree direction. Planck's constant is angular momentum of any point of electron motion form, the photons of electron motion form. Photon cannot be separable from the electron motion form, as I defined you before. And whether, don't forget this, whether the frequency, whether the free electron motion form is at rest or in motion, for each case the frequency is the same, constant. Yes. Okay. Have a good afternoon. See you later.